to the last video I made, in which I was talking about science and pseudoscience being necessarily at odds with one another, and why isn't religion arguing amongst itself about the status of its claims and its entities and its beliefs and so on. Why isn't that happening? Well, of course I know why that's not happening, I guess. I'm just reading James Carter's book on the religious case against belief, which is really nice, and thanks to 2B Serious for recommending it to me. But one of the things he says in there, and it's his only definition of religion, I think, really, he says that religion is defined by its ability to persist. The great religions, as he calls them, I guess that just means the large religions, are the ones that's persisted, like Buddhism and Islam and Christianity and Hinduism. They've just been around for thousands of years, really. What he also says is that one of the reasons, perhaps why, I don't know if he says this, but I think it's intimated certainly, is the reasons why they've been able to persist for so long is that they are deeply underdefined as ideas. In other words, all that kind of conflict that I spoke about in my last video, which is absolutely the mark of science, the stripping away of falsity, the stripping away of pseudoscience in order to find the truth of real science, doesn't happen in religion. There's millions of different kinds of Christians, there's lots of different kinds of Catholics, there's lots of different kinds of followers of Islam, there's lots of different kinds of Buddhists. You know, it's a huge, broad church, and there's no definition. There's no definition of who Jesus was, or whether he existed at all, or what his status was. There's lots of different versions, and everybody asserts that their version is right, of course, but they kind of just agree to differ. Occasional squabbles about it, but they just kind of agree to differ about this one. And nobody's interested in setting up some criteria for judging the correctness or falsity of any of these things. But of course that's been an enormously successful strategy. The reason why religions persist, why it does persist, is because it doesn't argue amongst itself, I guess. It just allows, it just kind of shrugs its shoulders at its own discontinuities and keeps counting the coffers. Keeps seeing people rolling into all these different churches, claiming to belong to one faith or another without having the faintest idea what they're talking about for the most part, or any means of finding out what they're talking about.